What is going on, my friends? Today I'm going to show you a pretty interesting strategy of how you can basically get as many Dragon Crystals as possible. This strategy has two sides. The first one is basically strategy for free to play. The second one is probably the same strategy but easier and faster for pay to win, or let's say veterans that are still free to play but have been playing the game for a while. Now, the key point here is complete as many normal fights in the crypt and then finish the crypt with Dragon S. I know that for a long time we thought that it's impossible to get Dragon S in normal, but not anymore. It seems that there is a way, and this way revolves around you doing at least, actually let's go that way, you're doing 3 X-rays every single fight. Now, how do you achieve that if you're free to play? It's not easy, but it is possible. This is the gear that you need to have on Liu Kang. It gives you 1 bar of power if the enemies basically are the same class, and it also has chance to steal the enemy power. So if for instance, you're facing Morpho Kitana, as you're about to see, or any character that starts with power, you're going to steal it, and you're going to start with X-ray in the process, which is pretty cool. Storm Hat and Sabotage, because Sabotage gives another 0.5 bars of starting power, and you must have this maxed out. When it comes to the setup of the other guys, it is similar. Remember, this is a free-to-play version. You have the Rat Hammer and the Cyber Pack 2007. For Noob, he's going to get 1.5 bars of power from this, additional 1 bar of power from Shaolin Kunjin, who has Bloody Tomahawk, and Sinkat, another 1.5 bars of starting power, plus additional 1 bar of power thanks to his passive. So your entire team is going to start with 2.5 bars of power, or with 3 bars of power for Liu Kang if you're facing the same class of characters, and if you're able to power steal. If you're not able to power steal, then it's a little bit slower process, but we're going to get to that later. Another thing that you should be aware of is that if you have any of those pieces that gives starting power, epic pieces, look at this, this gives 1.5 bars of starting power at maximum fusion. But if you have it, let's say fusion 6, fusion 7, it's going to be better than the Rat Hammer on the Bloody Tomahawk, because it's going to get you even closer to the X-ray. And now, how do you do X-ray for the 3 characters? Because that is the key thing. You need to do at least, let's say, 27, 28 X-rays, something like this, in order to get an S. And also, you need to make sure that you have 0.x multiplier in the crypt. These are the 2 observations that I had. I was told that this is the way it works, and I tested it 3 or 4 times, and I got S every single time. Now, the most important talent here is the teamwork, because look at this, you refund the X-ray back to the inactive characters, part of the X-ray that is power that has been spent. So let's say character A does X-ray, and part of that power is transferred to the other 2 characters, then character B does X-ray, and then character C does X-ray, because they all start with 2.5 bars of power. So this is the way it works. I'm going to showcase right now the free-to-play type of this particular strategy, and then I'm going to showcase the pay-to-win, which is not really that more different. The only thing that is required is to have one of those pieces. Again, it doesn't have to be maxed out, but it should be very close. Let's say fusion 6, fusion 7, it will do. The point is, you need to get to X-ray as fast as possible with 1 character, so that you can feed power to the other characters, then can get to X-ray and finish the fight. Alright, let's see what I'm going to power steal. I did, so I can start with X-ray. And the moment I do that, the other guys are going to be very close to X-ray. So I'm going to attack to this guy. Look at, he's super close. Now, if your gold characters are very weak, it's going to be better. So if you have, for instance, Kunjin at fusion 10, but level, let's go that way, level 20, it's going to be better, because if your Kunjin is absolutely maxed out like me, it's getting very annoying to get the power, because if you hit them, they usually die very fast. But if my Kunjin was weak, I'll be able to hit them multiple times without worrying that they're going to die in the end. So that's pretty cool. Let's do 1 or 2 more fights. I'm going to do a fight where the Devastator won't trigger, so it's going to be a little bit more annoying. You're about to see what's going to happen, because if the Devastator triggers, it is much easier. Now, the Devastator is not going to trigger here, because Injustice Scorpion is not an Outworld, so they should be all the same class if you want the Devastator to trigger. So we're going to approach this fight like this. There we go, he's a martial artist. They're all different classes. So this particular case, Flaming Fist Liu Kang is going to be worthless. He cannot really do anything. He's super strong. He's going to kill him very fast. And I want them to live so I can do X-rays. You can see the Devastator didn't trigger. So what I can do is I can attack to my weakest character. Remember, the weakest character, and try to get to X-ray. It's not going to be easy, because, yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. However, if my Kunjin was actually weaker, it's going to be much better. So I need to make sure that I don't kill him, and I need to get to X-ray. Okay, don't kill him. Good, Melina comes. Now we're going to do X-ray. And you already saw that this guy got X-ray, so I'm going to do this X-ray. And the last guy not to have X-ray is Lucane. But you're about to see that he's super very close to X-ray. I'm going to attack him. Oh my god, super annoying. Anyways, do some damage to me. This is the unfortunate circumstance if you are on the free-to-play version of the strategy and you Lucane or any character actually is very strong, because he just deals too much damage and he can kill them very fast. Alright, so. Alright, kill him. Yeah, that's the unfortunate circumstance if the Devastator doesn't trigger. It's a little bit slow, so it's totally up to you whether you want to try your strategy or whether you want to go for the regular run of the crypt. Once again, this strategy is all about getting as many Dragon Crystals as possible by doing a lot of normal runs. So you'll be ignoring, usually, you'll be ignoring hearts, you'll be ignoring chests. It doesn't really matter, because all you need to do is to get as many Dragon Crystals as possible. So the pay-to-win version makes more sense, but if you are okay with this, doing it on the regular account with like not very strong gear, you are welcome to do so. Alright, let's do another fight. This time they have Warlock Quan Chi, so I will again bring in my weakest character, who is Kun Jin, and I'll just do a lot of damage to this noob Cybot. I don't care about the fact that I'm going to kill him. They have Quan Chi, remember? So, and again, if my Kun Jin was a little bit weaker, it would be so much easier to get to X-ray without worrying that I'm going to kill them. If my Lucane was weaker, it's going to be better, but unfortunately they're not. So I'm going to do X-ray. Okay. Going to attack to this guy. Okay, another X-ray. And it seems to me that it's going to be Lucane versus Lucane in the end. But I wonder how close my Lucane is to X-ray. He's super close, okay. Boxing. Okay, there you go. I got another X-ray. So, in a nutshell, this is how you do the free-to-play version of the strategy. Definitely, guys, the pay-to-win version of the strategy works much better. And I'm going to... Should I actually do one more fight with the free-to-play? Alright, against 3 martial artists. I guess that's cool. Unfortunately, if they don't start with any power, I'll be just... And that's injured. Even better. I'll be just getting the 1 bar starting power from the Devastator, so that means that my entire team is going to start with 2.5 bars of power. But I won't be stealing anything. Yeah, there you go. So again, same thing. I'm tagging to Kun Jin, and I'm trying to get to X-ray. And then I don't have to wait that much on Lucane, because he already started 2.5 bars starting power, so that's going to be better. Don't kill him. Okay, good. Someone tag. Now I have to just wait for him to tag out. It's very annoying. I wish my Kun Jin was weaker. Honestly, I wish he was weaker. Anyways. Okay, he's going to special 1. I already have X-ray. And the moment I do X-ray, my entire team is going to have X-ray, so I'm perfectly fine. Special 3. And now I'm going to wait 8 seconds for Lucane to attack. Alright. Another X-ray. Alright guys, so in a nutshell, this is the free-to-play version. If you assume that you don't have any type of gear that gives you more than 1 bar of starting power. Now, I'm going to show you the lowest version of the pay-to-win strategy. I'm just going to include here, instead of the Devastator, I'm going to include Thunderlord Stormweaver. But it can be any piece, it can be Kuai Liang Scepter. It all depends on which is the best piece that you have that gives starting power. And now I will start with 3 bars of power on Lucane. This is going to make super big difference. Look at this. I'm going to start with Lucane, going to do X-ray, then I'm going to attack to Kun Jin, who have very close to get to X-ray. I'm going to punch a few times, then I'm going to attack Noob, and I'm going to finish off. Alright, and so in a way I'll be just waiting for... Don't crit? Okay. Oops! 1 HP, that I already calculated this in my head, guys. 1 HP. So as you can see, the pay-to-win version is much faster. So in a way, you just have to wait for the timer between the second character and the third character, and you're more or less done. And this is how you can complete normal as fast as possible and get basically Dragon every single time. Which means that if you are doing a pay-to-win very fast run, usually it took me, I did like 4 or 5 runs, it took me somewhere between 7 or 8 minutes on a run. But let's say that you don't really want to be super fast and you're a casual player, a casual pay-to-win player, and it takes about 10 minutes to complete a run. That's perfectly fine. If you're getting 7 every single time, If you're completing the run in 10 minutes, it means that you can do 6 runs in an hour, which is 42 Dragon Crystals per hour. And if we assume that on average you'll be getting 1 blue chest that will be giving you 5 Dragon Crystals, that's almost 50 Dragon Crystals per hour. That is perfectly possible if you have the keys and if you're in the mood for a farm. If you don't have the keys and you're not in the mood for a farm, then I guess you just go ahead and do crit the regular way. Alright, just hit her once. Okay, twice, that's good. Another X-ray. And then I attack to this guy. Oh, he's going to stun me, right? Oh, he didn't. That's good. So, again, it's going to be easier and faster if you're free to play, if your characters are low fusion so that you don't kill them that fast with punches. So, I know probably many of you don't use Classic Noob Saibot, and if you're asking why Classic Noob Saibot in the team in the first place, it is simple, because he gives 1.5 multiplier in the crypt. So the other two guys are giving 1.2, he's giving 1.5. Unfortunately, I couldn't pick any other better character for this particular strategy than Classic Noob Saibot. He appears to be better. By the way, thanks to Shang Tsung and Akira for letting me know about this strategy. I tested multiple times in normal because I said to myself, you know what? Probably, oh I resisted. Probably the best way to farm normal, to farm Dragon Crystals is just to spam normal over and over and over again. Of course, at certain point you're going to be run out of keys, but I am far away from that danger zone, so I can still farm some Dragon Crystals, and then I can rejuvenate my Dragon Crystals, then I can farm them again and stuff like this. Alright guys, let's do a few more fights and get to the end of the run so that you can see that I will get an S and a Dragon, which is the ultimate achievement. S and a Dragon is what you want to get, because that gives 7 Dragon Crystals. Pretty cool, right? Attack to Kunjin. I'm tagging to Kunjin all the time because he's my weakest character. He doesn't really crit that often, and I don't kill them that fast. I just need to punch a few times so I can get to X-ray and do this. Okay. Okay. If you don't have piece of gear that gives 1.5 bars of power, let's say you have it Fusion 7 and gives 1.2 bars of power, I would start with some other character. For instance, I will give it to my weakest character. Again, I'm going to tag immediately after the end of the fight, after the beginning of the fight, and I will try to get to X-ray. So more or less, that's the thing that I will do. But if you have it maxed out, or let's say Fusion 9, Fusion 8, then it makes sense just to start with a character that has it. Alright, another X-ray. Attack to Kunjin. He's close to X-ray. Okay. By the way, you don't have to do 3 X-rays every single fight. In my test that I did, I believe in 2 occasions I did I skipped X-rays in 3 fights or something and I still got an S. So if you are okay, you are perfectly fine to skip an X-ray here and there. It's not super compulsory to do X-rays all the time. Alright, how many fights do I have left? I should be somewhere in the end. Okay, I have 1. East. Okay. Alright. It should be 1 left after this one, so we're just going to the boss fight. And when it comes to modifiers, the worst enemy that you have is off balance. Because in an off balance you cannot do 3 X-rays easily. It is just not happening. Sometimes you have to wait even 30 or 40 seconds until the AI finally tags you the last guy who has X-ray. So if you have this modifier, I'll just suggest you to do 2 X-rays and just finish the fight. It's not really worth waiting so long to do 1 extra X-ray. Once again, if you skip an X-ray or 2, that's fine. You don't have to do 3 X-rays every single fight. And this leads us to the very last fight of the normal tower, which is... Did I skip anything when it comes to fights? I don't care about the chests. I don't even care about the tombstones, but if you're doing a lot of normal runs, you'll be getting, you're running out of keys very fast, so still I would advise you to collect the tombstones so that you don't run out of keys so fast. Oh, MK11 Scorpion. That's unfortunate. Basically, this means that I'll be doing just 1 X-ray in the end. I mean, nothing I can do. He's going to power drain, unless somebody resists the fire. Okay, Kunjin resists the fire, so I guess I will do 2 X-rays. Okay, and he has 40,000 health, which is pretty good. Okay. Alright. Okay, special 2. Dead. Alright. So, the moment of the truth. Am I going to get an S plus dragon? Am I going to get 7 Dragon Crystals for this particular run? Let's see. 774, it's just okay. And now, dragon plus an S. I know it's coming. I know it is coming, guys. Come on. Imagine if the game freezes right now. Dragon plus an S. Of course, once again, if you are a whale, you can do this run much faster without talking, without explaining stuff. You can do a run 7 or 8 minutes, that's fine. 10 minutes if you're even slow, you don't really pay that much attention, you're not in a hurry that much. So again, 6 runs per hour is perfectly possible. If you multiply 6 by 7, you will see 42 Dragon Crystals. If you get some Dragon Crystals from chests, that's, let's say, to round it up to 50. So yeah, 50 Dragon Crystals per hour. If you're in the mood for a farm, go ahead, farm. If you're not, just play the way you like and the way you find enjoyable. See you next time, guys. Have an amazing rest of your day. Take care.